Resident Evil Requiem's Insanity difficulty comes with several changes over the lower difficulties. Enemies move faster, take more damage, and hit extremely hard, often resulting in one-shots. Some items and key items move to different locations, and save codes change as well. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how and when to spend your challenge points, or CP, so that your Insanity playthrough is easier than a casual playthrough. I'll be referencing early game areas and challenge mechanics, but there are no story spoilers in this video. Insanity unlocks after completing the game once, and if you're going to 100% completion, then you'll have to finish it on this difficulty. If you approach it this way and don't waste your CP, you should have no issues getting through it easily. For your first playthrough, you have two options. You can prioritize destroying all the Mr. Raccoons, reading every file, and completing as many miscellaneous challenges as possible. If you prefer a blind first experience, that's completely fine. You finish the game blind on whatever difficulty you prefer, and then follow that up with a collectible and challenge cleanup run. Whichever route you choose, make sure you spread manual saves evenly throughout the game. There's no chapter select, so keeping saves across major sections gives you flexibility if you miss something. Before moving on, check your challenge list to see if there are any challenges that you can knock out easily. For example, Bloodlust challenge grants 10,000 CP for collecting 5,000 infected blood as grace. This is very quick to farm. Collect a few transfusion bags, but don't use them right away. Instead, make a manual save, craft whatever you can to empty your blood collector, and then consume the transfusion bags to refill it. Craft again, reload your manual save, and repeat that process until the challenge unlocks. After this, you should be sitting around 25 to 30,000 CP. Now we're ready for our next playthrough. Before starting this run, spend 5,000 CP to purchase an unbreakable knife for grace and nothing else. There's no need to spend CP on weapons or outfits or models or anything cosmetic at this stage. You can grab all those things after the Insanity playthrough. Okatsu is useful during grace sections to conserve ammo, especially since we won't be crafting with grace on this playthrough. The goal here is to stack 3 major challenges in one run. Speed Demon, Never Touch the Stuff, and Minimalist. Speed Demon requires you to complete the game in under 4 hours and choose the release option at the end. Make sure you choose release because the other option does not unlock the challenge. The 4-hour time limit, by the way, is forgiving. On casual difficulty, I finished at just over 3.5 hours on my first attempt without really thinking about optimizing routing and instead going off memory from my initial playthrough. Pausing the game does stop the timer, so you have breathing room, and you can check your current playtime by looking at the Speed Demon challenge in the challenge list. I'll add some times that I had on my Speed Demon challenge run to the screen here. On this playthrough, you also want to avoid picking up the blood collector and avoid using any healing items. If you complete the game without healing and without grace using the blood collector, you'll unlock Never Touch the Stuff and Minimalist alongside Speed Demon. Use the challenge list to ensure that both of those challenges remain at 0. If you see them go above 0, you'll need to load an earlier save. To help avoid the habit of healing, I recommend discarding any herbs or med injectors that you pick up. Stacking these 3 challenges nets you 90,000 CP. You should now be sitting around 110 to 115,000 total CP. To prepare for Insanity, you can use that CP to purchase the RPG, the infinite ammo for the RPG, infinite ammo for guns, which applies to all guns for both characters, including the Requiem, and then pick up Freya's Needle, which helps in sections where Grace does not have the Requiem. After completing the Speed Demon challenge, the Infinite Ribbon unlocks automatically and appears in Grace's storage box. This allows unlimited saves on Insanity. Once you start Insanity, the RPG will be available from the supply box as Leon. Grace can't use the RPG. Use the Requiem as Leon until you can access it, and then rely on the RPG heavily. It one-shots nearly every enemy in the game and has a large area of effect. As Grace, infinite Requiem ammo is extremely strong. Headshots can pop zombie heads off, preventing them from transforming into blister heads later. During sections where Grace doesn't have the Requiem, Freya's Needle performs well, although it does take some control. Grace benefits from stabilizers more than steroids. Stabilizers provide consistent value in every encounter. Increased max health only matters if you're hit, and with infinite weapons, you should be controlling most engagements. Generally, I would say whenever there's a choice between stabilizers or steroids, choose stabilizers every time. My Insanity playthrough finished right under 4 hours, not much longer than my Speed Demon run. You know, after going through this process, Insanity doesn't feel like a raw difficulty spike. It feels like a mode that assumes you've unlocked some of these challenge rewards to break it. Recent Resident Evil games often design their hardest difficulties around the assumption that players have unlocked powerful tools first. There's a noticeable gap between Standard Classic and Insanity when infinite weapons aren't involved. Without those tools, Insanity feels overtuned, and with them, it becomes trivial. There isn't much middle ground between the two. But as it stands, if you follow the process outlined here, Insanity isn't going to be an issue for you. Thanks for watching. Good luck. Take care.